Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry if the camera's moving. Tonight I thought I would do a different kind of video. Tonight I'm going to do a video on different ways to start saving small amounts. I have a couple of friends I've been talking to about saving, and then they always say, how do I get started? So I thought, okay, maybe that's what I need to talk about. So first of all, if you are somebody who is struggling to pay your bills every month and you're in the negative and you can't even figure out how you're doing that, this probably is not for you yet. It will be your future, but it maybe isn't for you yet. Right now, what you need to do is sit down and write down what bills you have, what is due when and how much, and then you need to go through and figure out what you're spending your money on and what can you cut and what can you do to start saving that money so you can catch up and pay what you need to pay. But if you are able to pay your bills every month and you find that you just don't have money at the end of the month and you would like to start saving a little, this is the video for you. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas of how you can start saving just a little bit at a time, but it'll add up and you'll start seeing results. So first of all is probably the most obvious if you are a cash user. The most obvious one, if you're a cash user, is save your change. Just take your change at the end of the day or at the end of the week and throw it in a jar and then forget about it. Put it up and then take it to the bank and cash it in later. For most of us, you'll find that it adds up very quick and then you will have it all to spend later on. If you use cash and you start saving your ones and you just put them in a jar and you forget about them, that will also add up very quick. Just every time you get a 1 or every time you get a 5, you just put it away, or you just put it on an envelope. Like every time you get a 1, you just put it in an envelope. It could just be a plain white envelope and you forget about it. That will add up very quickly. But if that doesn't work for you because you don't use cash, that's okay too. I have some other ideas. Another way to save change is to use a savings challenge. I have this one for change where you save 1 cent, 2 cents, and you save it. And then at the end of saving for 365 days, you would have $667.95. Just an idea. Another thing I like to do is, if you're a digital budgeter, I do this on Fridays, or actually I do it on Thursdays because my checks hit on Fridays. I go into my bank account and I do what I call, I round down. So let's say my checking account was, I don't know, just as an example, let's say I had $136.92 in my checking account. I take, and you can do this numerous ways, but I take the $6.92 and I transfer it to savings. So I transfer $6.92 to savings, and then that starts to build up each week. So you feel like let's say I did that every week. So then this next week I had $149.99. So then I transfer $9.99 to savings. And then this week I had $152.25. So I transfer $225 to savings. And this week I had $199.99. I don't know. So just for that month, let's see. We would have saved $6.92, $9.99, $2.25, and $9.99. Just for that month, you would have saved $29.15 just from rounding down your checking account. And then if you were feeling like you had a lot of like you had more to spare, you could round 4 numbers. You could round that, you could take $36.92 to savings, $49.52, $99, and then you'd really add up. That's another way to save, if you wanted to do that. Another way to save is before you even see your check, you could have direct deposit go to a separate account that you don't even see, like a high yield savings account from your paycheck. So you have your regular paycheck that goes into one bank account, and then have $25 a paycheck go directly to a different account that you don't even see, and you just start saving that. And then by the end of the year, if you got paid weekly, that would add up really quick. You could, if you got a raise, you could take the amount of that raise and have it go straight to a savings account before you even see what that raise, how that raise affects your check. And you would still be making the same amount on your check, but that whole raise would go into savings and you wouldn't even miss it because you are still making the same amount. And then you could save that whole amount that whole year. You could start selling items and just put that money into savings. Let's say you went through your closet and got all the clothes you hadn't worn in 6 months or less, and you sold them, and you put that money into savings, a high yield savings account, making interest, and you just save that money. Or you went into a storage unit that you've had and you sold everything in it, and you saved the money that you were paying for the storage unit, right? There is ways to save. You could do savings challenges. If you have a little bit of extra money and you go to Etsy, or you could make your own, or there's lots of free ones out there. A lot of us do savings challenges where there's certain dollar amounts assigned to things, and you save it each week, and then you put that amount into savings. These are fun. They make savings fun. And then you put it into your savings account. This is a fun one here. You save $1 for each box, and when you're done, you'd have $66 to put into a savings account. Or this one, you scratch off, and when you get done scratching it off, you'd have $500 to put into a savings account. Let's see. If you couldn't find money, then you could track all of your expenses. This is a good book for that. You could track all of your expenses in a tracker and find ways to cut some of those expenses. Maybe you get rid of some subscriptions that you're not even using and put that money into savings. Maybe you find you spend too much money eating out, so you start cooking at home, grocery shopping, and you put that money into savings. Or maybe you find that you can start using apps and save that money, or use that app money to get a grocery store gift card, and the money you were going to use for groceries you put into a savings account. I do have several videos on apps if you guys want to go check them out in my videos, and I have links also to those apps if you are interested. Let's see, if you start contributing to retirement through your work, sometimes that lowers your tax bracket, which means you'll get more money on your paycheck, and you'll be contributing to your retirement, which is a win-win. I would definitely consider doing that, especially if your company offers a match. Let's see, what else did I write down? You could call any of your bills and see if you could negotiate lower rates for, say, cable, internet, cell phone. Maybe you could look at buying cheaper grocery brands, or maybe you could look at getting cheaper car insurance. Any of those things are ways to possibly find ways to save. Those are all things that I have done to help me save, which has helped me pay off my mortgage. So if you guys have any other ways that you can think of to save, please share them down below. I think everybody would find them interesting. All right, that's all I have for you guys tonight. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.